What's up, adventurers? Welcome to another Brewthirty, where I drink a beer and pair it with a toy. It is Arctic cold outside, so today we're going to be trying Arctic Panzer Wolf double IPA from Floyd'S Brewing Company. This is a heavy-hitting classic double IPA from Floyd'S Brewing Company and one of their best. But you're probably asking yourself, who are we going to pair this beer with today? And we're going to be pairing it with a classic action figure from the 1980s, brought back to life by Hasbro and Marvel Legends, and that is Crystar, the Crystal Warrior of Crystallum. It is a great figure. Released originally in 1982 by Remco Toys. This property was developed by Marvel Comics with the intent to sell toys, and it was one of my favorite toy properties of the early 1980s. I had several of these figures and I enjoyed the hell out of them. Crystar is one of the coolest action figure lines of the early 1980s, and a forgotten toy line at that. It's a property of Marvel Comics. Marvel created created the comic, owns the rights to it, and they brought it back for the Marvel Legends line via Hasbro Toy Company. I love it. It's a cool figure. I've got a review of it coming. If it hasn't already been released, and I thought it would be a great figure to pair this super dope double IPA with. Of course, we're gonna have to drink it out of a Floyd's glass, so let's just quit messing around and go ahead and try this thing now. This is, of course, like I mentioned, an Imperial IPA, and it comes in at a 9% alcohol by volume, which is actually really mild for some of the double IPAs I've tried lately. This is a great one. I compare it a little bit to Chaos Monger, which we had a few months ago, and let's pop this baby open and try it. Now, of course, you pour your beer the way you want. I'll pour my beer the way I want. We'll still be friends. Remember, there is no right or wrong way to pour a beer. You do it however you see fit. Nobody can criticize you, and if they do, they can kiss your cold ass. Now, Arctic Panzer Wolf. Let's see if we've got... Yep, here we go. So this is, according to Floyd's, brilliant team of writers, a dry and stupendously hopped medium body Imperial India Pale Ale brewed with Canadian 2-row malt, dextrose sugar, and lots of American hops. Arctic Panzer Wolf has superior aromas of marmalade, white peach, pine, apricot, all mixed with an intense American hop bitterness. There is no cool little bio on here like we see from some of the other Floyd's beers, which is kind of disappointing. I don't remember if they ever had these. Now, these originally came out in bombers back in the probably 2010s. Then they were replaced by 4-pack bottles, and now we get 4-pack pint cans. So I love this beer. It's at the top of my list from Floyd's. Obviously, I love Permanent Funeral the most, but there's several just top-notch double IPAs from Floyd's. So let's give this thing a whiff. Right off the bat, heavy citrus notes, a little bit of pine. Don't get a lot of malty out of it. Let's take a drink and try this baby. Perfectly balanced. So, a little bit sweet, which you'd expect with a double IPA. Extremely bitter and extremely hop forward. The hops definitely come through. It's a very well-balanced double IPA. Not super boozy, not super strong, so you could probably drink a couple of these and feel pretty good. At 9%, depending on your alcohol tolerance, probably wouldn't suggest drinking any more than 2. That probably wouldn't be a great idea unless you're an alcoholic, and if you are, well, just go ahead and do you. I'm going to do me, you do you. But that being said, great beer. Fantastic hops. Not very sweet at all. There's no real sweetness to it. Just a hint of sweetness. Very dry. Comes in super dry, finishes super bitter. Teeny bit of sweetness, teeny bit of malt. A very West Coast centered IPA, in my opinion. has a very West Coast backbone. That bitter, piney, citrusy comes through perfect with this beer. Now, the thing about Arctic Panzer Wolf that I find fascinating, Three Floyd's, their artwork now features this really cool Panzer Wolf type montage. Their old Arctic Panzer Wolf featured almost like a Valkyrie, a chick with knockers with a battle sword. I kind of like that one better. Wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of a modern version of that original label that they had on that beer. But that being said, this is an absolute fantastic beer. It is a total banger. I would suggest getting it if you can find it. 4-pack cans, pints, and Crystar, the warrior of crystal and the crystal warrior. Him and his heroic friends, Warbow, as well as a wizard. They fought demons and a bunch of other shit in that comic book. I had them all, and I thought it was one of the best action figure lines when I was a kid. Very fond of it, along with He-Man, Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, Real American Hero. Just like I'm fond of almost all Three Floyd's IPAs. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. Like and subscribe to the page. Tell me in the comments what you think of Crystar, if you've had this beer. And in the meantime, guys, cheers.